Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good Tuesday in the market, September 14th. We're going to talk about the SPY, GameStop, some technical analysis, some options. If we're going to still do this rollover thing on GameStop, yeah, sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. We have a Twitter, is that what this is called? Yeah, Twitter at Happy Money YT. You can follow us on there. We also have a Discord server you can get on if you'd like. Yeah, so SPY actually looks like it's properly starting to correct and turn bearish. Today is kind of the tell. If it breaks through this support line, it's built since COVID, really, this crazy aggressive rocket support line. Then it probably has some correction and it will fall through, I would say. It's been bearish the last couple days. We've got a lot of catalysts, of course, for it to correct massively, not least of which GameStop basically sucking all liquidity out of the market because of the way over leveraged massive short position that is still being held on GameStop, as well as others, but really GameStop's the main one. So yeah, I did some SPY calls, did some SPY puts. I got SPY puts here during the middle or early on in today's trading hours and closed them out just for a little gain. Got calls and then actually ended up closing out for like break even. And I decided to stop feeding the SPY monster my money. So on GameStop, however, I did lose out. I bought those calls yesterday in the hype. I did what I say not to do: buy when it's boring and sell when it's exciting. I bought when it was exciting, and yeah, I guess yeah, that's how I got a little burned on those, but it's not a problem. Sometimes if you buy as exciting, you can still win because it just consolidates and keeps going, and that's kind of what we were expecting or hoping for a little bit this week, just with the rollover saying, you know, this Friday's actual the expiration. And it's possible that's still a thing, but I should have known better a little bit, because on the daily chart here, I mean, this just goes against the TA on the daily. It's still bearish. We still have everything's under the 9 moving average. Our red candles our green candles, everything's under it. Our MACD is bearish. You know, it was kind of a bull flag, and then it turned into this big one, just totally messed up the momentum. And then I feel like they dropped it enough just to mess with the TA, so that it's difficult to read because it's not a clear play. I mean, if I'm strictly looking at indicators, not really price action, it's bearish. But I look at price action, I'm like, well, it could kind of be something. I don't know. On the 4-hour, it looks like it's using this 180 moving average as support. As you see, all the candle bodies kind of closing or opening here. But our MACD is still bearish. On the hourly, it's bullish. We've got bullish MACD, we've got bullish price action. Until today, it's starting to kind of turn around a little bit. But we do have higher highs and higher lows. But then these 2 hourly candles, this one was the first one, and now it's under the 9 moving average. And then this one and this one. MACD is still bullish, but looks like it's pulling down. It's hard to know in the short term. It could be doing another one of these again, where it runs up and then kind of a bull flag type run up plateau. Maybe it'll do that tomorrow. But when I zoom out and I see the daily, I'm like, I'm not so certain, because it looks like it's hitting that 180 resistance moving average right here and using that as a ceiling. So it's kind of undecided for me. I did close out on my calls today for a loss. I was down probably 50% on just about all of them, which it stings, it sucks. But yeah, I was just like, I can't deny that daily MACD. I gotta just go with the TA and keep it consistent. Sometimes it doesn't work for you, but if you keep it consistent, it should work in the long run. So I did open up actually some bearish plays on it. Let's see, history. So SPY, like I said, I bought the SPY calls and puts and kind of day traded those today. Closed out of our calls for Friday. Let's see, yep. And then I opened up covered calls. So I sold calls, 210 calls for Friday on GME. They're up 20%. Max gain on these things is 2,600. So that's if GME closes below 210 by Friday, and I hold on to this. But I'll probably flip out of these. I don't know, maybe not. I don't expect GME to just trade flat till Friday, even though it actually could. That's crazy. So the whole rollover, if we don't roll over, or we see price action to make us think that it's rolling over, that's actually kind of the best thing ever, because rolling over is just them kicking the can. That's our sign. That's our window into this massive, huge position that they have a problem with, so much so that they are confined to the rules of expiration dates and rolling, and when you roll over. So that's where we're seeing this. And if all of that is true, and then now we're not rolling over, that is great news, because that means this is it. They're done rolling over. They are going to start closing now. They're going to start closing their positions. In my opinion, if that is all true, if the whole swaps and rollover theory is totally wrong, then this doesn't mean anything. But if it isn't wrong, which I think it's probably right, then not rolling over is very good. That means to me, it's the end game, the peak of the squeeze that we have been waiting for. Because I think the squeeze, I'd say, probably started back here in December, and the peak we have not seen yet. But yeah, so basically it's nice to have the rollover, and we have this crazy awesome 350 price action. We can make a bunch on options, but if it's not rolling over, to me that's almost better. With all the new regulations, all the new laws, all the new rules SEC has come out with, it seems to me that it's probably not rolling over, and we might still see a rollover. But if we don't, that's kind of what I'm thinking, is this actually could be good, because that means they're not kicking the can. This thing is starting. And just looking at the TA on a longer time frame, you can kind of see that it's in this big wedge, and it's slowly tightening down until it pops and goes to the upside. So just looking at that, you could also kind of confirm it can't have a big price action here. I mean, it could, but that would definitely change the wedge a bit. So if it does, then it's more like a inverted wedge, or basically a rising floor and a flat top. Don't remember what that's called, but yeah. So rollover, not a huge deal. TA wise, I'd say it doesn't look like we're going to roll over. Not this week. We're not going to see it, but maybe that's changes, and I don't know if I'd want it to or not. I'd like it to, because I can make money on options and put more into shares, but at the same time, I'd rather just, if they decided to just close, and closing process is going to take time. Just because they're not rolling over doesn't mean it's going to immediately start squeezing. It could be weeks, and that'll just be maybe some of the first ones. We might start to see some of the first ones next week, Monday, Tuesday. Oh man, it's crazy to think about this actually ending and the short squeeze actually happening after all this time. We do have this gap to fill down here, though. I want to mention 190.63 that we gapped up pre-market that one day, whichever day that was, the 13th. Is that 13th? That was yesterday. Okay. So just with shorter term TA, it looks like we could be turning down, and might come down and fill that gap tomorrow or the next day. Market kind of keeps coming down here. It just hasn't had any volatility though, so really would have to probably sell premium on it to just buying puts. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, so I think we'll probably need to fill this gap in sooner rather than later, which is fine. That'll still be kind of a higher low. And then the big gap that we're looking to fill, and that might be not until we're squeezing, is this 280 to 291. We got this gap up here at 291.51. So that'll be a fun gap. When we hit that, though, we might just be flying past it. But yeah, so that's kind of my thought on that, on the rollover, and why it doesn't have to be a problem. It's good. It's a good thing. Bots buy calls, bots buy puts, kind of closed them out quick, and got these covered calls on GME, which, yeah, I might close. We'll see. Also have these short puts that that I've sold. And then on TD, I closed out of my calls for this week also, and I should have opened up a short call. I'm gonna do that. See, now it's right about to touch. So this is kind of the point to me where it'd probably bounce if it was going to bounce, or it'll cross over. So See, like back here, it comes down, just touches, and then that's where it bounces. Given that on the longer time frame, it's bearish, I kind of think it's going to cross over, but could be wrong. We'll see. Yeah, that's what I got for you guys today. Thanks so much for watching. We will see you tomorrow. Have a good evening. Chill out. The squeeze is coming. We can't force it. Peace out.